Hi, welcome students and teachers to St. Mark's first Black History Month virtual assembly. I'm Georgia.
I'm Alicia.
And I am Rachel Lawrence, and we are the leaders of St. Mark's Black Student Association.
We're so glad that we're able to put together and commemorate the first Black History Month at our school.
To wrap up Black History Month, we have put together this presentation to recognize the importance of the past month.
So, only a few months ago, St. Mark's first ever Black Student Association was formed. That allowed our new BSA club to work together to help bring Black history to our school this month.
So the topics that we will be discussing in our presentation will be why Black History Month is important to be recognized and celebrated, how St. Mark's BSA has brought in awareness, how Black History Month has occurred in Canada, and how has Black culture impacted us today.
Black History Month is so important to recognize and celebrate because it is a step towards equality today. Black History Month began as a way to look back at the hardships that Black ancestors had gone through, but it is also a time to look back at so many inspiring Black figures who had a positive impact on the world. If it weren't for the courageousness and persistence of them, we might not be at the point we are today. Black History Month also reminds Black people that they are capable of excellence. Black figures from the past can be motivators for people of Black ethnicity today. Remembering all the great things that Black people have done to contribute to this world should make Black people today very proud to be who they are. Black History Month is a great reminder of that. It's also important to learn about the history. Black history is an important part of history to learn about because unfortunately, racism is still around. With the past being the past, we can look back and learn from it. And to continue this further, Black history is a part of history. Having Black History Month has allowed us to devote time to learning and recognizing our country's and our world's Black history. Although Black History Month has been a great way to spread awareness, it shouldn't be narrowed down to 1 month. The learning and the breaking down of barriers should continue beyond this month. More of Black history should be integrated into our school's textbooks and curriculums as well, because it shouldn't be separated from other history. It is a part of our world history. Thankfully, it is easy today to get information from more places than just school. We encourage you to expand your learning on Black History Month and on current events like the Black Lives Matter movement. So here are the activities that we did to raise awareness. Throughout Black History Month, we wanted to incorporate different ways to share worldwide and Canadian Black history to the school community. Here are a few ways that we did this. So through morning announcements, we would share what we were focusing on for each week and give a little detail about the stuff that we were posting on our Instagram page. And for the trivia on Black history, it was a cool way to learn some interesting facts that you may not have known, and it was also fun to learn and win a prize. And then around the school community, we put up posters in the school's hallways informing on Black History Month and the BSA, and then we also posted every week on our Instagram page.
So this is how we divided up the 4 weeks for Black History Month. Within the first week, we talked about inspiring quotes and significant Black figures like Viola Desmond and Martin Luther King Jr. The second week, it was celebration of culture, so we talked about hairstyles, food, dances, music, clothing, all the elements that incorporate of having a culture. Week 3 was defining events in Black history, so what happened in Nova Scotia with Viola Desmond. And then week 4 is history being made today, so like Amanda Gorman's speech at the inauguration of Joe Biden, and also Viola Desmond being on the $10 bill. Where and when did Black History Month start? Before Black History Month was ever in Canada, a movement was created in the United States of America with the mission to recognize all North Americans with African descent. In the early 1920s, an African-American historian named Carter G. Woodson established the notion of having a Negro History Week, to correspond with the birthdays of former enslaved Frederick Douglass and President Abraham Lincoln. Decades later, in the 1970s, this week became Black History Week and was commemorated by many cities within the states. Only 6 years later, in 1976, this week was broadened to be known as Black History Month and was therefore observed nationally. Bringing awareness to Canada. In 1978, the Ontario Black History Society was finally established. The founders Daniel G. Hill and Wilson O. Brooks introduced a petition for the city of Toronto to have February the official month for Black History Month. In 1979, the very first Black History Month was established by Toronto. On another note, the first Black History Month in Nova Scotia wasn't until 1988 and was further renamed African Heritage Month in 1996. Additionally, the Ontario Black History Month Society pushed to have this month recognized across the entirety of Canada, presented to Jean Augustine, a Black woman member of Parliament. She absolutely loved this idea and even mentioned it to the Canadian Museum of Human Rights. On December 14, 1995, this motion was passed through the House of Commons, and the first National Black History Month was commemorated in February of 1996. However, this was not the end. In February of 2008, the first Black man assigned to the Senate, Donald Oliver, pushed the Senate to recognize Black History Month. This movement succeeded and passed through the Senate on March 4, 2008. This completed Canada's parliamentary position on Black History Month. After all this being said, it is not very long ago that we Canadians have started commemorating this incredibly important month. It took 30 years to finally have Canada's support on Black History Month, but after all these years, we still have much room to grow.
So Black people have influenced many aspects of our culture today, and a lot of those include fashion, like bucket hats, hoop earrings, oversized clothing, which you probably see a lot nowadays, and even logos on clothing. For example, Gucci has their logo on all of their clothing, like all over their clothing, and that is certainly influenced by Black culture. And for music, Black people have invented so many genres that you probably hear on the daily, like R&B, rap, hip-hop, jazz, gospel, blues, or country. And Black people have also influenced like a lot of food that we eat, but it is usually influenced by African and Caribbean meals, but the more North American side of Black culture and food include fried chicken, barbecued foods, cornbread, collard greens, and all those traditional Black meals. For dance, Black people have invented famous dances in the 1930s, such as the Lindy Hop and the Charleston. And they have also helped to contribute to modern dance styles such as tap, jazz, modern dance, and hip hop. For hairstyles, did you know that Black people contributed to the invention of braids? That's right, because braiding started in Africa with the Himba people of Namibia around 3,500 BC. So the braids that you see all over the world today were originated and contributed from the invention of Black people, which is very, very, very fascinating.
I think it is really important that people recognize Black History Month because African American communities have made significant contributions to trends and traditions that are observed throughout numerous cultures today. Kudos goes to the BSA Club leaders for bringing back a sense of inclusiveness and equality to our school community.
Being a member of the BSA has been really interesting. Taking part in the Black History Month activities has broadened my understanding of Black culture and has taught me the importance of and how Black culture impacts my life. I never before realized how many of my fashion styles originated from Black culture, so it was really interesting to learn the history of my own clothes.
I believe that it is important for people to be educated on Black history because in order to understand how they feel in today's society, we need to acknowledge the past and what they had gone through. Unfortunately, discrimination still exists in society, And in order to change that, people need to be more educated. By educating people, it will help us progress in the near future.
Mark, just wanted to thank you guys and say how awesome it was having everyone participate in Black History Month in February. We're now so much more aware about the importance of supporting the Black community, so now we can continue to advocate for them. In February, we had the chance to highlight their many successes, achievements, and historical moments that have shaped our society. So let's continue to educate ourselves and others and heighten awareness.
And that concludes the Black History Month Assembly. We'd like to thank all the BSA members that helped bring Black History Month to St. Mark and all of you who helped celebrate as well.
Be sure to also follow our Instagram at SMHS_BSA so you can check out our updates and also what we posted during Black History Month. So yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you for listening to our presentation. Have a great day, Lions.